everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having an awesome day. We are down here at YCast Studio where we're recording our show, My Success. I'm Kim Martin, founder of I've Decided and one of your hosts today. This is my friend Kurt.
Kurt P. White. Thank you for joining in with us. As you said, it's Tuesday. It's a little muggy out there, but I think we can handle it. And if I listened right, next week fall starts. So again, I'm not sure where the time goes, but we're already coming into fall. So that's what the calendar says. Yep.
I know. Well, we are here. We have our friends here with us. This is Debra Isbell and her husband Gary. Hey guys.
Hi.
Thanks
Welcome.
for being here. So I have to, our weekly winning word is honor. So we're going to be talking a lot about that word today. It's such a great word. And we have an awesome show. Gary just got back off the honor flight and going to share with us. But I want to talk a little bit about honoring our family with some good food. I was just thinking as we started this show, I'm like, man, I love ordering food from you, Debra. You have a catered affair and are an awesome business member of I've Decided. And one of the things that we love about you is what's for dinner, because not only do you have your catering business, but you also serve up
individual meals for home, individual or family size, so that people can take and bake or just heat up in their home. Everything's assembled and ready to go.
And delicious. Have you tried any of it, Kurt?
I've had at the BYOBs and the success socials at the end of the month. Anytime that you've brought food, I had to make sure I tried one of everything. So, and yes, I can vouch it's all been delicious. And thank you very much for being a part of I've Decided and keeping us all on our weight track. So.
Well, I laughed because before we started recording the show, Gary, you said you used to weigh 110 pounds.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Before you met. Well, like I said, this week it's all about honor. So if you are a member of I've Decided, then you got your weekly winning resource in your inbox on Sunday. And every week we focus on a word that we can have a challenge and just kind of keep us on track for our success during the week. And this week it's all about honor. And Debra, I saw you post something on Facebook maybe, or you shared a picture, but you were talking about the honor flight. Yes. And I was like, that's like a perfect show. Well, Gary, come on and tell us.
Timing is good.
I know.
Timing is perfect.
And so I guess we don't want to assume that everyone knows what the honor flight is. So you guys want to explain? Gary, you want to share, what is the honor flight? I mean,
Well, there is a large group of totally volunteer organization that honors the veterans from past wars all over the country, not just Peoria. And they provide at no cost to a veteran a trip to Washington, D.C. to see the war memorials and like Arlington Cemetery, that sort of thing. And it's a no cost to the veteran, and you have a guardian that goes with you that you have to pay for.
Our son went.
And they provide everything. And they won't let you walk. A lot of places they put you in a wheelchair and push you around.
Because it's a lot of walking.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
Sure.
And you get to meet some of the leadership out there. They'll come down to the memorial to meet the people, meet and greet, and we talk to them. It's an all-day affair. It starts very early in the morning, like 4:30 in the morning. They fly to Washington, D.C., spend the day, and then fly back to Peoria, and you get back to Peoria about 9:30. And like I say, they honor the veterans. And when we came home, like from Vietnam, my experience, there was no one at the airport. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Okay. And as they explain it, you get your 15 minutes of fame, and you really do. We came into Peoria. The flight crew, they're all volunteer too, by the way, even the pilots.
wow. Oh, I just got chills. They're just all doing this.
And
That's so cool.
they got us off the plane and thanked us and everything, and then we came down the hallway, and then all the military people from around Peoria were there, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Reserves, fire departments, police departments, different fraternal organizations were there, and there was a group of young ladies who sang to us down there. Probably
Familiar with them,
yeah,
yes.
it was really something, and then they passed out a lot of goodie bags and things. And I thought, well, that's really cool. Then we went down the ramp into the main area that was the airport, and there was a pipe and drum band playing. And
Wow.
more
Bagpipes.
organizations. And then there was probably 1,500 to over
Honor guards
that
were
many
there.
people, and little kids, you know, and it was really something.
Well, it was the honor that you deserved, right? It's the honor that you guys should have received.
Well,
And you say, yeah, this is it's very emotional. When we think about this and we think about especially what happened to the Vietnam vets, tragic what they experienced when they came back home. You were talking about it's not what you received when you flew in, but didn't some of the Vietnam vets really have to hitchhike home? Some of them didn't even really have a means to get
Well,
back to them. They just threw them back out. And,
Certainly weren't any parades, and some people got spit on in airports, you know,
Yeah.
and that was the sad part.
I got stuck in O'Hare Airport overnight when I was coming home, and I laid on a bench and went to sleep. And the Chicago police woke me up, and they said, "Don't worry about it. We'll watch you."
wow.
You know, but they were all
Sure.
vets too.
So they understood.
Yeah, they
but-
understood.
So there was at least some empathy,
Oh,
I
certainly.
guess. But obviously, from a nation standpoint, we didn't give the honor. I mean, I wasn't born yet, but we didn't give the honor. Maybe I was. I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think you were.
Just by a few
I
years.
was,
I
but-
missed it by a few.
We didn't have any tickets tape or anything like that. We did get our 15 minutes of fame in Peoria. There were not only Vietnam, there was World War II vets and Korean vets, a lot of them.
Right.
But you know,
On the honor flight.
yeah, on the honor flight. Yeah, some of those guys were in mid-90s.
Wow.
You know,
That's
How
a
often
long
do
day,
they do
too.
the honor?
It's once a month, I think. I don't know if it's every month or not, but I know the next one's in October.
yeah, they got one coming in middle of October.
And did they contact you, or is there a process that you go through to be able to participate, or how does that work, Gary?
Well, I'm an American Legion member, and they came to us and said, you know, you got somebody that hasn't been yet or wants to go, put your name on the list, and then they pull you from the list.
Okay.
And
It wasn't through the VA?
no, it was through
Oh, okay.
the
I thought
Legion.
it was through the VA.
No, and with the Legion, we do all the funerals. We're going to do a funeral Friday, the military part of it. So, you know, we provided service to the country and to the community too, and they try to take care of us. And it's a good thing. It was really, really something. You know, I got more mail in my mailbag on that
Take it
flight.
out.
Well,
And,
explain that a little bit. You got all kinds of goodies down there. So
kids from all over the schools, all over the
Churches.
country, they mailed little cards and pictures,
Take some of it out.
and they got
This is something they do on the flight.
yeah.
They make these little bags, and they call it mail call. And it's so cute. And a lot of family and friends, we all did cards. But in addition to what we did, I mean, it's just unbelievable how much
they
mail.
get all this mail.
So, you know, this is something they get to look at on the plane. And
Oh, my goodness.
That's more mail than I
Wow.
got in Vietnam in a whole year.
That's awesome.
That's
but
a
I
lot
mean-
of reading you had to go through.
oh, and he went through it all.
I'm
And it's,
sure, of
you know,
course.
Many,
He
many
wanted
things
to-
were handmade by the little grade school
Little
kids.
kids,
you know.
just
Aw.
See, they-
yeah, that's where
and
you
they
got your.
take a little bag and they put cookies in it, and it was kind of neat.
There was a little rock and one that was painted to look like a little flag. The little girl did for him. It's just really touching. It's really,
It is
really
so
touching.
touching.
That's
Well, we salute you, Gary, and honor you for sure for serving our country. You know, that's the meaning of the word honor, to regard with great respect. And so any of our veterans, anybody serving our country, we should regard with great respect. And
Absolutely,
you gotta,
yep.
yeah, explain your
Well, I wanted to
frame-
say too that my husband is now 100% disabled through the VA, so that was it was a 2-year deal trying to get to that point. But they do take care of you once you get that 100%. So
Right.
he was exposed to Agent Orange,
Okay.
so pretty serious stuff. Yes, my dad also served in Vietnam much the same time that Gary did, and we contacted the honor flight and said, is there a way, because he passed away 5 years ago, is there a way to honor my dad even though he's passed away? And I'd open my big mouth because I had to go give a tear-filled big speech about him, but it was really nice. And so there were 2 people they honored that night, and we got to somehow involve, because
You got to have
Yeah.
your husband be honored and got to get your
Right.
dad, who's also, his name is Gary as well.
I don't know whether I'll tell it or not, but I took a small vial of his ashes with
Probably
me on the
shouldn't tell
flight and left it at the Vietnam Wall.
Did you?
Did you?
That's awesome.
What a great tribute.
And then you
That's
said your
awesome.
son, Gary.
Yeah, he was my
No.
guardian.
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay, so
the other
'cause
son.
you have a good son name because lots of Garys.
Gary's,
I
yeah.
know, there's lots of Garys in
I
our
wore
family.
him out pushing a wheelchair all day.
Yeah,
I'm-
fortunately,
That's
I'm
he's
sure he
24.
didn't mind.
Yeah, he
he's
can take
he
it.
did
big,
not
strong
mind.
kid, but yeah, he was wore out. I think at 4:30 in the morning thing got them. But they stayed at the hotel the night before, so they got a police escort to the airport, which I thought was really cool. That's why Daniel wanted to stay at he wanted to be a part of the.
Yeah, but what an experience. What did he have to say about
Oh,
it?
he was
So
just,
neat. In Washington D.C., we had 3 busloads of veterans, and there was other people. We had park police and D.C. police that were escorting our buses. Now, these guys are probably the best because they escort presidents and everything. They stopped interstate traffic. They stopped. We went one-way streets, went the wrong way, everything. To get where
well,
we're
in
going.
fact,
Yep.
he said at Arlington Cemetery, you don't get to drive in,
We did.
and they did.
Oh, wow.
We got to see changing the guard and all that, right there, and our bus is parked right in front.
Those guys, a lot of those guys can't walk,
Well,
any
right.
length
That's
in,
great. So share with us, what are some of the events that take place while you're in Washington? What do you get to see? Where do they take you?
And what was your favorite?
Yeah.
We saw the changing of the guard at Arlington. We got to see some of the major things there, like the mast off the Maine was there, the astronauts' graves, Audie Murphy's grave, that sort of thing. And we went down and we saw the
Kim probably doesn't know
Iwo
who
Jima.
Audie Murphy is.
Iwo Jima,
I smile, I'll pretend.
the big statue from the Marines on top of Mount Sarbachi there on Iwo Jima, and the rock actually came from Iwo Jima that's built on.
Oh, wow.
And my youngest son is the one that told his dad
Yeah.
that. He didn't know that.
We went
That was
to,
kind of
World
neat.
War II Memorial, Korea, FDR, Vietnam, oh boy, I don't know, Lincoln. We went to Lincoln's Memorial. Several of the memorials all the way around the green there, and it took all day. It was really impressive. It really is. We drove all the way around the Pentagon several times, and everywhere you go, people on the sidewalk are saluting you.
That's
They
great.
know what it is, and because of the police escort, I think, more than anything. But it's really impressive, and if you want to see the memorials, you better take a couple weeks because that's going to take longer than one day to see them.
There's a lot, right? Wow. Who started this? How did this
Well,
get started?
the part that we were in is the Greater Peoria Honor Flight.
So a group of veterans probably started it because there was a lot of people who never got their 15 minutes of fame, and they volunteered to run tours out there and do something for the veterans. And it snowballed, and now you can donate money to like Greater Peoria Life Flight and to
Life Flight,
cover
Honor
the
Flight.
expenses. But all the people are 100% volunteer. Nobody gains anything from it. And they take veterans like from the list and take them out and see the memorials and everything. It's all no expense to them, and give you your 15 minutes of fame, I guess.
And you said, do they do this they do this across the country?
Oh, yeah.
There were 2 or
This
3
isn't
there.
just a Peoria thing.
Oh,
No,
no. There were people from New England and from South Carolina, I think they're at the one memorial we were at. And you can tell, they all give you a free T-shirt with all one color and a little hat all the same color, and then
So they can
your
keep track
guardians are
of 'em.
different, so they can. And they have
don't want to lose anybody.
Right.
medical people there. They have doctors and
Yeah.
nurses that fly with you and EMTs, and you can't get off that bus without somebody handing you water or food or something. It's really good.
Now, is this a private jet they're taking you down on?
No,
Like what kind of?
Southwest, wasn't it?
Yeah, Southwest Airlines. I don't know how they paid for it, but they did.
So Southwest, well,
But
Southwest
South-
Airlines could be donating.
Yeah, it's possible.
They
because
are a great company.
I know the
them.
pilots and the stewardesses or whatever
We're
they
donating their time.
technically are called these days.
Flight attendants, I think.
Flight attendants, all of them donated their time to be on the flight, though,
Yeah.
which
You
is
can tell the pilot
tremendous.
was donating his time. He's probably Navy because when he came in, he belly flopped that plane. Like he was an aircraft pilot, you know, for aircraft carriers.
He had a big
Well,
net.
speaking of, yeah, like you were
Yeah.
a Navy guy.
Right.
Explain a little bit what you. I'd not heard that phrase that you
Brown water?
shared with us before. A brown water Navy person.
Back in the late 60s, when I got out of high school, you had two choices. You went to college or you went to service. And so I went to service after I started to work. But I thought I'd be smart. I joined the Navy. Well, the Navy rides a big gray ship. They feed you 3 times a day. You got air conditioning. Somebody washes your clothes. Well, it wasn't that way.
No.
I was assigned to what they call Naval Inshore Operations Training, and we ran small boats up and down the Mekong Delta. Basically, there was 2 groups of Navy. There was us and the SEAL team, and then we worked with the 9th Infantry quite a bit for a while until they sent them home, and then we worked by ourselves. And we did a lot of ambush work, a lot of work on the lakes and canals to pacify that area for commerce. That was the objective. We worked in UMIN Forest. In UMIN Forest, I think there's still a division of Frenchmen there from the time the French were there. They never came out. They're still there somewhere. Then I spent a year there in that Mekong. It really wasn't a good senior trip. We lost 58,000 men in the Vietnam War, and a little over 5,000 of them was us.
Wow.
And you know, it was something different. I didn't even know the Navy had this sort of thing when I went in. You know?
They forgot to tell you that.
Exactly.
It wasn't. You know,
We're going to put you on a
not-
nice big gray
Not what the
ship.
brochure
Right.
it wasn't in
said.
the yearbook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't in the recruiting.
Just a month ago, I went to a reunion, a 50-year reunion of most of those guys. And 90% of them are in the same boat I am. You know, they're 100% disabled. Agent Orange got a lot of us. Post-traumatic stress got a lot of us. And a lot of other things, too, you know. And we've lost a lot of people to suicides, that sort of thing over the years, too. It's a pretty stressful, was a real stressful thing for a 20-year-old kid, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and my father-in-law was over there too, but he was up north on the Perfume River delivering supplies to the Army, and I didn't know him, and but I met his daughter later though.
I fattened him up.
Hasn't that been a blessing? That's awesome.
Well,
That's
him and my
awesome.
dad were very close. They were really good fishing buddies, so that was really neat. And they had a lot of time, private time, that they did talk about Vietnam and things like that that we didn't talk with the girls about.
Right. Well, and then maybe that was a blessing for the two of you to be able to talk about
Share.
that, to have, because don't you think that's a healing process a little bit when you can talk about it? I think what happened to a lot of the vets is that they stifled, they didn't share, they didn't
Exactly.
talk about it, they just kept it all inside.
We run into a lot of that, and we've got groups now that they run a circle where you can talk about your experiences and your problems, and it helps a lot of people, you know. One friend of mine quit high school, joined the Army, ended up in the Oshawa Valley, and lost a lot of his friends, and he didn't talk about it for 25 years.
Wow.
And I finally got him to open up, and he does a lot better now. But there's a lot of guys out there that need to network with the people, you know. It's been 50 years since I came home, you know.
Well,
Does it
and
feel like that though, or does it feel like does it feel like a long time ago, or just yesterday?
When I went to the convention last month, and we were out in Virginia, Nashville, and I looked around and I told a friend of mine, I said, you know, there's an awful lot of old guys here. And I'm the youngest one. You know, I'm over 70, so.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Well, we are so glad that you were here to share that experience. I mean, obviously, I'd heard about the honor flight, but I really didn't know.
I mean, we had no idea how
Right.
involved it was. It was amazing,
Yeah.
just amazing. It's just amazing how
Well, and
many
I've been wanting to get
how many people are involved in that whole process.
Yeah, you said there were like thousands at the airport.
Oh, it had, yeah, there was enormous amount of people at the airport.
We
When I
need
got
to.
off the airplane in San Francisco, when I came home from Vietnam, there were like 3 people waiting on the plane. One was a little blonde-headed girl with blue eyes, and she said hi. That was it.
Well, we need to make a point as a group. I've decided and get check with the next honor flight coming in, and because I've been invited more than one occasion to go greet them when they come home.
We could
So
do like
maybe-
I've
maybe-
decided to support
Yep.
the
Yeah, it'd be
veterans or
part of the
something. Wouldn't
community
that be
thing.
Great. Yes, that's a
Make,
great
make
idea.
a
Right
point of doing
cards.
that.
Well, I've been
yeah.
wanting to get you on the show anyway, Deborah, because I wanted to share. So, obviously a catered affair, which is your catering business. Guys, if you got to give a little plug for this because, we appreciate you being a business member of I've Decided. First of all, and supporting our organization because it's because of business members like Deborah that we're able to have shows like this, that we're able to have our conferences, that we're able to help you achieve your goals and dreams. And so definitely want to give a shout out for that. But a catered affair, if you need a caterer, I cannot speak enough about her, the quality of her food, and the value. Enough said on that. The value is just amazing. A catered affair. But this.
And what's for dinner?
And then yes, the next best thing that my family uses a lot is called What's for Dinner. So if you work a lot and you're busy and there's a couple of days a week that you could use some homemade meals that your whole family will love, and all you have to do is heat it up. She delivers it to the garden. We have a couple of drop-off spots, but check that out because it's very affordable and very delicious.
If they go to the Facebook page, there's a area there that says sign up, and that's how they can get the weekly menus.
Under what's for dinner. Is that the Facebook page or a
Correct.
catered? Yeah.
What's for
What's for dinner on the Facebook page, and you can sign up, and then you'll get a menu.
Yeah, it goes
every
out
week.
Goes out every week.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Gary, thank you.
Well, thank you for
Yep.
having me.
Thank you so much for your service, sir.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, here's our quote for the week. We'll end on this because I think it's so cool. It says, "No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave." And I think that's so true. And Gary, that's true in your situation. It's because of what you gave that you so deserve that honor that you received on this flight. So thank you for your service. Thank you for what you gave. And we honor you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll be back next Tuesday with The Source. You going to be here with me next week?
Planning on it.
Okay. Well, we'll both be here if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't
There
rise.
you go.
That's what my grandma used to say. That's the plan.
Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody.
PeoriaLife.com